Only 10 minutes late. No problem. How are you guys doing? Welcome back. Good evening. No, I'm 12 minutes late. It is what it is. Welcome back. We have Bitcoin finally rising, breaking out. Some short liquidations, I'm sure, happened. So here we are at 115,775. We hit a high today of 116,315 a couple minutes ago, I would say, actually, within this past hour. Very recent. So me expecting the price to shoot up to 117k, kind of short-lived request, but hey, we're on our way there and that is good overall. I am severely in profit and I don't know what to do. I'm just kidding. I do know what to do, and it's basically I'm just going to wait until my profits get hit. That's all I'm really going to do here. Everything is in the green except for Sonic. Sonic arguably decent price for entry, even at these levels. I do have my orders a little bit lower though, because I want to buy it a little bit lower. And if I buy Sonic now, it's gonna drop. If I don't buy it and I leave my order there, it's gonna rise, and I already have some exposition in it, so I'll just let it rise with the little exposition that I have. That's the game plan. Although it's a good chunk that's in there, 760, so I'm not too concerned with it. In terms of news that we have, we really don't got a lot of news, I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's all... your Twitter timeline is just gonna be all Charlie Kirk stuff, new stuff that they found. I guess I could kind of touch on it since that is the main news that has been going around. I'll touch on it when we get there to our news section. We do have some updates on the case, which is a good thing. Of course, it is an unfortunate thing that this whole thing has to happen, but it's part of life. And yeah, I already expressed my condolences yesterday. I'll continue to express that today. Innocent man murdered. So, thoughts and prayers to his family, of course. Moving on. 4,000 in profit here. Minus 730, keep that in mind. I'm not fully going to receive this amount if I click sell. I'm going to lose $750 because that's funding fees. Welcome to leverage trading. What, you don't have enough to buy a Bitcoin? Multiply your volatility until you get enough to have the exposition of one whole Bitcoin. I basically do have that, right? I have 1.07 units of Bitcoin here. So it's been going well. Supertrend is on the rise significantly, reaching 111,369. I want this to hit at least my entry price so that I know I will be safe, because my entry price will be a support level if we do reach 112,000 on the super trend. Here's hoping. We're just under 700 away from that, I think, if my math is right. So yeah, optimistic for that. I'd like to see this. Bitcoin is finally on the rise here. I can check liquidation levels now that we're on it, because I was certain like we would liquidate a bunch of shorts and we would hit that 117,000 no problem. But it seems like there was not enough buy pressure at this point. Matter of fact, it's kind of getting exhausted at this point. Reversal could be coming soon. RSI is at 70. Not saying that it will. This could just be a temporary pause before we continue rising. Midnight pumps are not that likely, but you know, who's to say it won't really happen. You'll see the majority of the yellow, red, I don't know what color this is, pink, orange, on the rise, and it kind of dies off over here just before 117,000. I was mainly looking at this level, 117,300 maybe, as the place where we could slow down. So if we do continue the pump, that is still the level that I would pay attention to, 117,300, because we still have a couple more shorts, although they're not a lot, right? Each, I have to like micro adjust my mouse over here. So after the 116,350, you got 200 million all the way every $50. I'm pretty sure this is about $1 billion, which, if we're talking about Bitcoin, $1 billion is chump change. That's not a lot of money. It's a lot of money IRL, but not on Bitcoin. So yeah, the impulse might not fully be there to take us all the way up to, it's not even that far off, honestly, 117,000. It's not that far off. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if we do hit this overnight. But, you know, a movement like this so far, I'm fine with resting over here at our resistance. So we'll see where that takes us. Maybe we do continue pumping. It's still 9 o'clock. We can still continue rising. So it doesn't concern me too much. But, yeah, slowdown is going to happen there nonetheless. So you got to mentally prepare for that. Sure, it's going to look like, oh, I'm at 4,000 right now. And then something like this is going to happen. You'll be like, oh, I should have taken profits at 4,000. Now I'm up 3,000. And then it's just going to continue rising. So you just got to be patient. That's all there is to it. What is Ethereum doing? 4,524. Looks like we're also finally on the way up. Downtrend officially broken. We're going to close above 4,450. So that should flip the super trend bullish again. That level is looking at a support over here, 4,184, right below, right above the level where I had my trigger order that will never get filled. So rest in peace, but whatever. I don't want that. Either way, I don't want Ethereum. It's too expensive. Man, Solana is ripping it right now. 233. I didn't even see this today. This is just clean rise. This is like organic growth. Something you love to see, right? A good pacing over an extended period of time. It's perfect, right? It's not just like those meme coins where you see like the price just shoot up like this, like vertically and backwards. But, you know, and then we have its like shoot up and then it's decay kind of thing. That's the kind of thing you'll see with meme coins or maybe XRP, right? Is something like that. We're not seeing that kind of growth on Solana. We're seeing like perfect staircase upward. So it's looking good. Super trend very strong as well. 209 is where that invalidates. Good. Bullish levels. My orders never got filled here. If this sell did not happen, I'd be in such significant profit. It's the power of holding. That's why I don't know, I should have held. It's fine though. We ride with it. Solana, proud of it. I don't have any exposition on it here. I sold on my ETFs yesterday. I don't recall if I covered that, but yeah, that is a thing. But I still have some Solanas on standard futures, which, to give you perspective, it's basically at this exact price where I purchased way earlier this year in January. So that's kind of starting to want to become positive a little bit. Finally. The issue is I'm paying hundreds of dollars in funding fees as well, because from September to back to January, that's a couple of months, right? It's 8 months worth of funding fees, and you're getting charged like 0.01%. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but depending on the volume that you have, it could total up to be quite an amount. And that gets charged, in Solana's case, every 8 hours. So you do the math. It's like I'm paying interest, but I'm expecting growth on my capital to offset that interest. So in the end, I think it could hypothetically be worth it. I was probably better off just buying Solana on spot, because you don't get overnight fees on that. Not specifically overnight, but you know, the funding fees every 8 hours. So yeah. But that's derivatives trading. That's futures trading. Hitting a high of 234, almost 235 right now with Solana. We're at a resistance currently. Good. I'm really happy. XRP finally going above $3 and more. Current price is $3.06. We hit a high of 307 just now. I think we could continue rising. 321 is the next target, and then my ultimate target at 333 is where I'm putting it. I know it says 335 for pivot resistance 4. Yeah, we are still back, so it's good. 2% pump from Sui today. 368 at last. Look at that. Huge growth on it so far. Top gainer. out of the rest of the altcoins. That is impressive. I thought Stellar would be the one because I have more money in it. But no, apparently Sui is the one that's giving me the biggest return here. Sure, I do have more money in Sui compared to the rest. But well deserved, man. I do genuinely believe in the Sui project and highest rate of return here so far. Cardano a close second, but the amount is not as close, right? You're going to compare 800 to 200, not a big difference. I mean, it is a big difference. That is why I prefer, I don't know, something like Sui. The volatility of Sui, the movement, that's what's attractive to an investor like me. So there we go. Uptrend very strong for Sui. Where does it even invalidate here? 337. And what's next here? In terms of supports, 377, 388. I guess those are psychological numbers if you want. 393, $4. It's all really psychological. It's really hard to determine like good specific resistances. What if I change this? I doubt it'll help much. No. Yeah, I don't know. It's really difficult to figure out. I don't know whether to pay attention to pivot levels or to Fibonacci levels in this case. I think I'd go more for Fibonacci because pivots are subjective depending on the time frame that you view it, depending if people even use it or not. Fibonacci is just there and everybody sees it and uses it, and it impacts their way of trading. They know, okay, we could see some resistance here or there, etc. And we're all drawing it based off the same level. The high that we just recently hit in the past couple of months compared to the low point where we just bottomed out all the way down here. What is this date? September 1st. Everybody is looking at those levels. So I'd pay more attention to Fibonacci in this case. So that being said, 377, your next resistance for Sui, and on another exchange I bought it at like 373, so that's about to become positive once again, hopefully so, because it sucks being negative and paying fees, so that's good. Chainlink ripping today as well, 24.57. I am in profit, not as much as I would like, because I didn't put too much in it, and fair enough, I was scared, I'll admit it. I was terrified of purchasing at these high prices. I was scared when others are greedy, but I was greedy when others were fearful. Not as greedy, though. Sure, I could have dropped a lot more, but it's fine. Profit nonetheless. I'd look for a target close to, I guess, the high that we reached at 27. Have we seen Chainlink at higher levels before? I'm sure we have. Not on the USDC chart, though. Let me go to USDT chart. Yeah, we have reached 30. 30 looks like a good target for Chainlink, just for short-term trading. I call it short-term, but really it's been a long time. Look at when Chainlink was trading at $6, $8 all the way down here during the whole bear market. We reached an all-time high in 2021 of 52. I don't know if we will be able to hit that again with enough like FOMO and optimism, and if the alt season is truly great, as they all say, sure, we could hit this and more. But, you know, given the amount of time that has passed, the same amount of impulses and our best moments that we reached was only 30. The amount of tokens that have been released into the ecosystem since then, I'm pretty sure Chainlink is inflationary, so it's got that against it. Oh no, we have a max supply. And about 67% of it is in circulation. You know, this means they can still release some into the ecosystem. I don't know the exact tokenomics for it, though. That's something I'd have to research if I have the time to. All right. So we got that going on for Chainlink, but yeah, $30 easy, reasonable target. How much would I even make there? 30. Hold on, I'll do some quick math. At let's see. 30,575 is 30,949. Is that divided by 2? Is 30,762. Let me go back to USDC. Well, I could just click here. Because I don't have this level drawn. Well, the Fibonacci thing disappeared. Why did I have it on my other chart? Suspicious. Hold on. What was I looking at here then? Oh, this is a down what? No, this is an up oh, it's a extension. It's a fib extension. That's why. Reasonable 1-2. Yeah, I could trust it. Would have been a projection. I would have given it all the way down here from before either way. Not specifically here. I'd say like, yeah, here. When we started rising again. I was looking for where we could rise to. That's where it became useful. So in this case, yes, I will still be putting a take profit at that level. Where is the link? Add a position take profit. Position TPSL, that gives you for the full balance kind of thing. That'll give me 516 if we ever do reach that. So God bless. Let's see if we get that. Just gonna extend this here, and resistance 5. Highest resistance for this week is reaching 27. We could go higher. Come on. I think with the volatility of this week, that these resistance levels should spread out a lot larger in the upcoming week is what I would expect from it. So we'll see. Cardano is at 90 cents at last here, reaching a high of almost 91. Up 2% today. I'm up $200. I'll determine where to put a take profit for Cardano later, or might just sell off a little early. I might sell off a little early on Cardano. If I see a decent profit, decent rate of return, because I looked at the percentages here too, right? 27%. We're seeing something similar with things like Pepe or things like XRP, or even Sui for that matter, right? Good rate of returns so far. And I don't know, I'd like to replace maybe Cardano with something better. Not saying I lose faith in Cardano. I still like the project. I like Charles Hoskinson. All good. But it's not that volatile sometimes. I mean, the one day it pumped 71% in a day. Like, that was a one-day thing. We also seen the same thing with Pyth Network, right? Pumping 100-something% in a day. Well-deserved, by the way. And for good reason, because they genuinely were being added to the reporting of economic data from the United States. So that was genuinely a good thing. Cardano's news for pumping that 70% on that one day was because of a Truth Social post that Trump put out saying, yeah, we're going to create a strategic crypto reserve that will include Cardano's, XRP, Solana, and then, of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum. We can't forget those. And that's the reason why Cardano pumped. And it was like, Cardano? Wow. And everybody started buying Cardano. But other than that, what really is going on for them? Like, really? So, you know, if I see some decent profit, if we maybe hit $1, $1 looks cool. I'm obviously going to be putting a little less than that, because me expecting to hit one exact dollar, it's going to be slightly unrealistic. Where would I put it though? Try to detect like a resistance beforehand at the area we bottomed out. I do have to put this down either way because I have to figure out where our resistances are. We are breaking out of one right now. 92, 93, I'd say. 93 is your next resistance, then 97. Those are perfectly leveling with the Fibonacci lines. What if I put 97? Sure. What would that give me? 97. Well, not dollars, cents. 384. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'll just leave it there, and if I decide to take profit, I will decide to take profit. I do what I want. So we'll leave that there. I accidentally scrolled on my RSI. There we go. We're not technically overbought yet, so we still got enough room to rise, and if we do rise, we'll reach 93. World Liberty Financial. Also one of the few coins that has not yet taken off. Oh, we hit a low of 18. I forgot to put in any trigger orders on this. We're at 20 right now. Again, I don't want to buy above 20. If I'm going to buy World Liberty Financial, I want it to be below 20. Last time I did purchase it, it was exactly at 20. I took profit around like 21, I think it was. Or maybe it would have been 22. I don't remember exactly. I don't have the old chart in front of me. I have to go to USDT chart to figure out exactly where it was. I sold over here. Would have been 22 something. And of course now I don't get to see what the... Great. Thank you. Anyways. That's rough. I think World Liberty Financial does have some potential either way, and it has good volatility as well. I know the stuff that's going on with World Liberty Financial temporarily seems bad, the thing with Justin Sun, the thing with Eric Trump leaving, but it's going to be for the better good for the future, I think. It's backed by Trump. They've got, like, and Trump's family, they've got to do something for it, right? And I think now's a good time to take advantage of it. Low prices. Because it does got good volatility. And, man, when things start pumping, everything will start moving. And they won't care if it's World Liberty Financial or not. They're just going to buy into every altcoin. So, greatest exposition for volatility could come from World Liberty Financial, in my opinion. And yes, Pengu, of course. How is Pengu? I've not had a look at it since I sold. I'll look at the USDT chart since I'm not really going to buy. Oh man, it's taken off. Well, I regret taking profits. There you go. Are you taking profits yet, blowing chunks? What do we got here? It's about to enter overbought territory again. I wouldn't trust this line though. I'd have to figure out where our resistances are. This uptrend was broken. This one would have to be adjusted. From where? From here. There's your uptrend. Yep. Looks good. Paired with the super trend there. Technically do have another downtrend over here that's not fully taken into account unless we drop from it. I'd have to draw a Fibonacci from here. And where did we bottom? Here. Just making sure that these are correct. They are. Lock that in place. So we hit that first resistance at 0.37. Yeah, I don't know how much higher it can go, but it's good growth nonetheless today, 4%. Oh yeah, and you're waiting till late Q4. Okay. I don't know. World Liberty Financial. I'm willing to risk it. I'm willing to risk it. It's all part of the game. No risk, no reward. And I don't see a lot of risk for World Liberty Financial. Like right now, sure, you already got that sentiment, but when that hype comes back, it's going to be big in my opinion, I feel. So, I don't know. Specifically, I don't know exactly where to enter on World Liberty Financial. Like, I'd have to look at it at a very tiny scale, and I don't even know if I want to do that. So, like, I'd probably wait until we really become oversold with World Liberty Financial before I consider entering. Because, like, right now, you probably look at something like this. You could have determined, yeah, 18 would have been a good entry. Could have put that order there, and that would have been in profit by here. I don't know, I maybe missed the train on that one. Probably have to look at the next one, 1723, or then the lowest point, 1611. Obviously, support down here, critical support. I'd say we'd be oversold by the time we hit that area. If we do approach this area, 1611 to 1638, that's where I'd probably maybe consider entering. Maybe, just maybe. But we'll see. And Stellar, it's also been doing great today. Up 2.23%, 39.62. We're about to cross 40 again. We hit 39.96, so we're almost at 40 would have been great. I do not need this anymore. We have officially bottomed out, calling it, and we're looking for resistances now. I'll draw Fibonacci to see if this 49 resistance seems decent, at least. I doubt it. It's going to be, like, so separate. Yeah, it's pretty separate. 48 is where it's telling me we could see some resistance. I obviously want to put a take profit before a resistance is hit because it's going to require some strength to go past a resistance. So it would be unwise for me to put a take profit after a resistance, right? We're expecting price to bounce off of this level lower, if that is to be the case. This is all based off technical analysis, and obviously any fundamental on Stellar could just skyrocket the price, and forget your technical analysis. We're going up because good news. So that can all be thrown out the window, something you got to pay attention to. But I still, if that doesn't happen, technical analysis will take over, and that's the kind of stuff you got to pay attention to. What if I dropped this here? Hold on, let me cancel that. 49,620. Let me just write that down. 49,620. What do I get here? Like, probably below this. 3,320. I didn't remember what it was before. What was it before? Can I undo? No, I can't. All right, cool. And great, the numbers got deleted. 620 it was. I know you're lying to me. Let me modify this again. So it's either 3,320 or 3,782, and I'm paying 70. I'm probably going to pay 100 in commission by the time it's gone. Which way, Western man? We'll take the additional amount. I'll just keep my take profit up there for now. Because, why did I pick this level? I honestly don't even know why I picked this level. We'll see though. If in the next week we get new pivot levels, it'll help determine where our next resistances could be. So I'll probably base it off of that, maybe averaging something out. I'll leave this there for now though, because I'm very heavily purchased into Stellar, so even a smaller movement, that amount of difference, it'll matter in terms of the amount of profits that I could take. So that's what I will be paying attention to. Aptos on the rise as well. Safest play out there. 428 was my entry. We're at 453. Didn't put a lot in it though. Not as much as I would have liked. 1003x. Okay. And if we hit 12, it's probably going to be a bit of an unrealistic ask, right? I'm expecting 5x my return. 5.5x. I don't know how likely that's going to be, but we'll see. Litecoin is also part of the portfolio here. Not rising as much. Nothing much to say about Litecoin. We broke the downtrend. That's about it, though. Alright, I'll draw a new uptrend from here up to here. That actually looks good. Really solid. And we're on our way up. Great. We're looking for resistances now at an uptrend. So, alright, I'll adjust that in a sec. That's what we got. We're at the resistance here. That's why we're slowing down. But after that, it could take us to 120 easily. 120 to 121. And lastly, Sonic, or Aave. I forgot about Aave. And Pepe. What is Pepe doing? Slow growth, similar to what we're seeing with Solana, although it has nothing to do with it, but it's just similar movement, I guess. When a meme coin's gonna actually take off. Pengu's already got a head start, so good for Pengu. Aave, it's on the rise. That's good. Resistance 315 maybe. We're done with downtrends here. Oh, this is rough. This price action. What is this? Why did we shoot up that much on that one day? Where's bottom? Here. Oh, perfect. Resistance right there. 316, 315 for Ave. What do I expect from Ave here? A lot of levels to look at. I don't even know. Resistance 4 looks appealing to me. Seems like a realistic target. So that's 367 approximately. What do I make? 789? Sure. Gladly. Yeah. And Sonic is the last coin that I got. Choppiness at the bottom could really increase my exposition to Sonic, but if I do that, like I said, we're gonna drop. That funding rate is really high too. That is a really high funding rate. Or am I crazy? 0.05%. It's usually not that large. It's fine though. I don't know. I really don't want to buy 30 plus. If it's lower than 30, yeah, I wish we were down here again so I could purchase more, but no. We'll see. If tomorrow's a red day, tomorrow, what are we getting tomorrow? Nothing. It's Friday. Preparation for a boring weekend. There's really not much going on, honestly. We just have to look forward to the FOMC interest rate decision. Will we get 50 basis point rate cut, or is it just 25 basis point? Seems like it's going to be only 25 basis point, but we will likely get 3 rate cuts for the rest of this year. Important meeting next week, Wednesday, of course, as well, because we will be getting projections from the Fed, what they expect to see. Do they see the same thing as us? We're looking at 3 rate cuts. Last time they gave us the projections earlier this year, it was only 2 rate cuts, and maybe they will align with those same expectations for the rest of this year. First rate cut would be already happening, and then the second rate cut would either happen in, I hope it's November or December. So we'll see. I could be wrong about the November thing. When's the next meeting after September? It's got to be November. Oh, it's in October. There we go. Embarrassing myself live on stream. Thank you. All right, so a rate cut would be super beneficial for something like Sonic. Arguably, one would say, oh, but this kind of stuff should be priced in. We had token unlocks as well, so that's probably part of the reason why we did crash. But I think overall, long-term should be really good. So we'll see. Yep. That's all I got for technical analysis. Trying to take up time here, but moving on. We do have some news to talk about. Speaking of economic data, we did get CPI that came in today, and it came in line with expectations. We were expecting 2.9%, and we got the 2.9%, which it's good. It's fine, right? Nothing surprising. We had good PPI data yesterday, which pumped markets, and this further reinforced it. It matters because the jobs market is already weakening. The payrolls were revised down by 911,000, unemployment at 4.3%. PPI and core PPI, they have already cooled sharply below expectations yesterday. The inflation is not as high as expected. CPI, matching the expectations, confirms inflation is not reaccelerating, and it will cool down further as the producers are, their inflation rate is coming down. We should see that reflected for the consumers in whatever next upcoming inflation data we get next month, for example. So what this means, the Fed is still on track to cut rates in September. It's most likely going to be 25 basis points. Like I said, the markets will not see panic as the easing cycle is still beginning. For Bitcoin and crypto, a confirmed rate cut path means liquidity will slowly start to expand. Stocks will rally first, but then Bitcoin tends to run faster once the cuts begin. Alts may lag until Bitcoin sets new highs, but CPI in line keeps the bullish cycle intact. BTC setting new highs, my expectation would be 135,000. That's where I have my take profits for it. It could go much higher. It could go a little higher. I'm being super conservative with it. I'm setting my targets at 135,000. I'm comfortable with selling there, and I'm comfortable with, if it is the case, looking at the price just skyrocket above where I sold. I'm fine with it. You know what? I took a good profit on it, so we'll leave it at that. This isn't the explosive signal like a lower CPI, but it's still confirmation that the Fed is moving toward easing, and that supports the bull market into Q4 of 2025. Furthermore, reasons for altcoins, you should expect the alt season to happen during this time period, end of this year. So that'll be good. European central bank had their rates decided today, actually. Their interest rate, they decided to make no changes, but fair enough. They've already cut rates a lot during the past year, during the course of this year, right? And that's, you know, part of the examples Trump was setting on Jerome Powell, saying like, look, Europe is cutting their interest rates. Why are you not cutting interest rates? Well, it's because of your tariffs, Trump. That's what Jerome Powell would say. So there's that. It's all in line with expectations, so no surprises, nothing negative from Europe. We did have this. It came out a couple days ago, but honestly, there was so much news to cover in the previous couple of days. So today, not a big news day. I'll cover some of the stuff that I was not able to cover. Trump rushed to Google's defense after a nearly 3 billion euros European Union antitrust fine, threatening new tariffs on Europe to protect big tech. So Trump, again, threatening with tariffs to kind of squeeze Google out of a lawsuit or a fine. The intervention came after the White House dinner, which he hosted the tech leaders, including the Google CEO Sundar Pichai and the co-founder Sergey Brin. So Trump looking out for his tech bro CEOs there. He also made these comments on the Israeli attack on Gaza. Not Gaza. They always attack Gaza. Qatar. That's what I meant to say. Because I covered it yesterday, but I forgot to mention this post from Trump, I'm pretty sure. So he said this morning, wasn't this morning, was 3 days ago. The Trump administration was notified by the United States military that Israel was attacking Hamas, which very unfortunately was located in a section of Doha, which is the capital of Qatar. This was a decision made by Netanyahu. It was not a decision made by me. Unilaterally bombing inside Qatar, a sovereign nation and close ally of the United States that is working very hard and bravely, taking risks with us to broker peace, does not advance Israel or America's goals. However, eliminating Hamas, who have profited off the misery of those living in Gaza, is a worthy goal. I immediately directed Special Envoy Steve Witkoff to inform the Qataris of the impending attack, which he did. However, unfortunately, too late to stop the attack. I view Qatar as a strong ally and a friend of the US, and I feel very badly about the location of the attack. I want all of the hostages and bodies of the dead released, and I want this war to end now. I also spoke to Netanyahu after the attack. He told me that he wants to make peace. I believe this unfortunate incident could serve as an opportunity for peace. I also spoke to the Emir and Prime Minister of Qatar and thanked them for their support and friendship to our country. I assured them that such a thing will not happen again on their soil. I've directed Secretary of State Marco Rubio to finalize the defense cooperation agreement with Qatar. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So Trump has it under controls and trying to make guarantees to Qatar. Hey, sorry that Israel attacked Hamas people in your country, by the way. But that's not going to happen again. Right, guys? We'll hope. So that kind of clears up the little tension that was going on in the Middle East. Qatar getting involved in there, unfortunately. Thomas Massey gives an update on Epstein files, where he has required 218 signatures to have those files released. We have 217 of the 218 signatures required. We just need one more congressman to sign the discharge petition in order to force a vote in the House on a bill to release the Epstein files. The victims deserve justice and Americans demand transparency. If I'm not mistaken, all Democrats voted to release those Epstein files. Of course, because it will stain Trump's name. That's what they want, at least. And there have been 4 Republicans, Thomas confirms down here: Marjorie Taylor Greene, Bo Burt, Nancy Mace, and Thomas himself. 4 Republicans that have also voted to sign it. The rest of the Republicans, I'm assuming, are not going to sign it, but they just need 1 more Republican to sign it, and then they'll be able to do that. Fill out the petition's signatures required, and release those Epstein files. We'll see. I don't know, because Trump has already said, hey, Republicans, if you do this, it's like you're betraying or something like that. You don't have the best interests in mind. I don't know. But others, of course, people like Nancy Mace specifically, like she's anti... What would I call it? She really cares about, like, women's rights. I don't know. I don't even know if that's the right term, but, like, you know, very against transgenderism, men and women's bathrooms, hold the line, women power, I don't know, that kind of stuff. So, you know, when it comes to females being sex trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein, especially being underage, she wants to, you know, she feels like people deserve to know the truth. So that's kind of what the angle that she's going for. And some of these Republicans, of course, are as well, and many of the Democrats as well. But we'll see. Nothing confirmed yet. We just need 1 more signature for it. On Friday, this was, last Friday, last week, the Senate updated its crypto market structure bill to clarify that tokenized stocks and securities remain regulated as securities. Senator Loomis said, we want this on the president's desk before the end of this year. That would be bullish to, you know, catalyze the rest of this bull run, finalize the bull run, get it as high as possible. Approve all those ETFs, strategic reserve buying confirmation is what we want to hear. United States starting to buy Bitcoin. Everything. We want it all. Just hit us all at once in Q4 2025. We'll see, though. JP Morgan says institutional adoption for crypto is still in early phases, and I couldn't agree more. We look at this graph over here. It's crazy how early we are still in crypto. It's a comparison between the growth of the internet versus the growth of crypto users in millions, right? The total global internet users, for example, ever since its inception, we see the growth is pretty similar, right? Of course, the scale is all the way up to here. We have 1 billion crypto users so far, and what I mean by the scale is like the offset on the global internet users obviously pushed back a bit. Here you can see the dates when internet was created, 1992, and by 2001 we're at basically internet adoption levels at 2001 amount of growth, and translate that into crypto. And we're projected to have 4 billion crypto users by 2030. That's about 4 times the growth that we got currently. Just multiply the total crypto market cap by 4 by 2030. I think even higher than that, honestly. But, I mean, we're talking about global users, right? We got 1 billion users. People that know about crypto and do it. We got 9 billion in the planet. Not everyone's a billionaire, so, you know, even if those numbers do come up, there's just going to be retail traders, common people like you and I, who don't got a lot of money. And, I mean, the institutions, though, once those numbers start getting involved, it's going to be big. So that's good. Hong Kong's central bank plans to ease capital rules for banks holding crypto, which reinforces the city's push to become a global crypto hub. That'll be great, and I'm sure China will follow soon. And if China does, it's going to be a great arms race, crypto race, Bitcoin, digital gold rush, whatever you want to call it, between the countries of China and US. Who can buy the most Bitcoin? They both have 200,000 approximately, at least that we know of. So they're on an even foot. Start going crazy is my advice. We'll see though. For now, China seems to be more interested in physical gold. Arizona State Retirement System increases its MicroStrategy stake by $2 million. I covered that Arizona ASRS was exposed into MicroStrategy, and they keep buying more. They added an extra $2 million, which brings its total to 72,315 shares, which is worth $24 million. The state of Arizona. That is pretty cool. Good for them. Forward Industries have closed a $1.65 billion private placement in cash and stablecoin commitments to advance its Solana strategy. So Forward Industries' treasury move now equals to 1.35% of Solana's total market cap. These guys got a lot. Since when are medical device firms crypto adoption leaders? Real talk. Can Sol's infrastructure support Fortune 500 balance sheets, or is this meme-driven hype? Could be. So given the popularity of Solana, that it's climbing back up, man. It's looking really good. Strong organic growth, like I said. A lot of companies and institutions will be looking at it. ETFs will continue to get approved for it. We have Rex Osprey ETF out there, so it's just going to keep getting better. Avalanche Foundation is reportedly planning a $1 billion raise to establish 2 US-based crypto treasury companies, each aiming to raise $500 million to purchase discounted Avalanche tokens. Locking discounted Avalanche via regulated vehicles creates scarcity while luring Wall Street. Can they balance supply shock with real subnet demand? BlackRock clues hint deeper strategy. Interesting. So we could start seeing something good for Avalanche, at least in the long-term type movements. Have you guys seen this as well? The Dogecoin ETF? It's pushing crypto industry to embrace speculation. First ever US Dogecoin ETF is set to launch Thursday, which is literally today. That means it got launched. Does it exist? I want to find it. It's Doge with a J from Rex Osprey. What do these guys have that they're just getting random ETFs approved? I'm gonna look it up. They're the only company that has a Solana ETF. Okay, cool. It doesn't exist. Maybe tomorrow. It won approval under the investment company framework typically using mutual funds and diversified ETFs. BlackRock's Spot Crypto Fund. Okay. Doge instead gains exposure through a Cayman Islands subsidiary and derivatives since the 1940 Act requires. Okay. And it talks about the history of the Dogecoin starting off as a joke. Yeah, we get that. Dogecoin is a descendant of Bitcoin created in 2013 as a fork of Lucky Coin, a fork of Litecoin, which is a fork of Bitcoin. Okay, cool. While it began as a joke, it has since grown into a top 10 cryptocurrency by market cap. Yeah, it's because it's just the oldest meme coin, really. Thursday launch, Doge, does it really exist? I don't see it, and I'm probably not going to see it here. Because here we can see Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, but we don't see Doge ETF. And do we really need one? Like, I don't think so. An ETF based off of a meme. It's like literally trading meme stocks, but in an ETF form, because you're trading a meme coin, a cryptocurrency. You're trading Dogecoin, basically. All right. All right. Oh, we see it here. Where is Doge? I don't see it. Well, whatever. Yeah, it blurs the line between meme and market. Controversial take, but we'll see. We also have this other company, though. Safety Shot secures 228 billion bonk tokens. Keep in mind, bonk does not cost a lot. With plans to deploy across Solana DeFi via staking, liquidity, and yield strategies. They're gambling in bonk and meme coins as well. There's other companies just buying meme coins now. This is where it's opening a new chapter where I get skeptical. Like, okay, I understand buying Bitcoin, and then you have people like Tom Lee who are using Ethereum as their strategic reserve instead of something like Bitcoin, like Michael Saylor does, like GameStop was doing. By the way, GameStop, now that we're on the subject, apparently they had bad earnings, and they sold some of their Bitcoin to offset the bad earnings per share, right? Cool way to save your company, but I mean, you should have bought a lot more. They were sitting on $8 billion, I think, in cash and they raised another billion to buy Bitcoin, and then they only ended up buying like 500 million Bitcoin, which is like, okay, waste of time, but cool. The hype was there and it helped move markets at some point, so I guess that was fine. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so like, sure, we understand companies buying Bitcoin, like I said with GameStop's case. It actually works out, right? It does something for them. But now you're seeing companies buy Ethereum, which, like I said, it's questionable, but I can see where they're coming from. Sure, Ethereum will be something big still. It's relatively safe for institutions to invest in, so go for it. I think there's better options, but sure. Ethereum, the oldest, the most trusted, fine, go for it. Pay extra fees. And then you got now companies investing in meme coins, and it's like, okay, what are we really doing here? We saw other companies investing in Sui. Like, I'm like, okay, that's good. It's the Solana killer, which is the Ethereum killer. Like, why invest in Ethereum? Just, rather buy Sui coins. We got companies investing in Solana, which I'm fine with as well. I'm still bullish on Solana, and Solana has proven its strength, like I said, so that's good. But then you got companies investing in meme coins, and it's like, okay. I know. How have we been doing with ETFs now that I was on it? Good inflows recent days. Still waiting on BlackRock to save this number and make it go bigger. Ethereum inflows. We're getting some. We only had one outflow on Monday, I assume that is. And Solana, Rex, Osprey, they've been inflowing overall. 205 million so far. This has staking on it, so that's good. Really good. And I think that's all. That is all. So yeah, looks like we topped at 116,000. Big rejection, unfortunately, if you know what the scandal is. We'll see though. I'm hoping tomorrow things will continue just optimistic, green, bullish, and we can continue higher to hit 117,000. Or maybe that's where we top out. Fair enough, we could. I don't mean top out like forever, but like just slow down where we have to like reaccumulate strength. We could hit either this support level or maybe even my 112 support again before we start taking off once more. Because if you look at RSI, the momentum is practically gone there. We're at 70 on RSI, so wouldn't surprise me if we do start coming down by Friday. Friday could be a bad day. Let's just say, for example, Saturday, Sunday, weekend decay, sure, could lead us minimum, worst case scenario, 112,000. And then we just continue taking off from there because we have a reason to be optimistic for next week. The rate cuts. They should be priced in already, but whatever. Why am I seeing China? I don't care about China. Can I unclick China? It's not even selected. United States. Okay, let me just clear that all. United States. Save. There we go. No China. We don't care about China over here. They don't care about Bitcoin, so why should we care about them? All right. Yeah, that is all for me tonight. It is indeed getting late, so I will end the stream here. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. For the Charlie Kirk thing, I don't know. It's all over Twitter. Like I said, we have updates. I forgot to really talk about it. I guess I'll give my last minute thoughts on it if you care at all. If you don't care, you could click off. I won't be offended. So we didn't fully identify, but we got photos of the suspect. I'm not going to go through the trouble of showing all the evidence and all that, but you could literally open Twitter and you'll see it. The first thing that'll pop up is pictures of the alleged shooter. Some guy wearing sunglasses, dressed in black. He has this shirt that people are looking up, that what he's wearing, just an American flag kind of thing with some symbolism on it. Allegedly, they found the sniper that was used to kill Charlie Kirk in a nearby neighborhood. wrapped in a towel. They're doing forensics to try to figure out who the person is. They have CCTV footage of the guy walking around to the neighborhood, walking up and down the stairs of the, I'm assuming the university or whatever was close by, getting onto the roof and stuff like that. We see him running off on the roof after taking the shot. We all see that when everybody started panicking on the campus. So, yeah, we got a description of what the guy looks like. People are saying, like, there's people on 4chan trying to figure out this person's identity. They came across this person named Sky, who is, you know, you can basically tell the facial features from the mouth and the chin, because, and the nose, I guess, because he's wearing sunglasses and you can't really see the rest of his facial features. But yeah, so transgender, wrote transgender words and phrases, stuff like that on the bullets that was used to shoot at Charlie Kirk. Some people were saying as well that Charlie Kirk was protected by wearing a bulletproof vest, but even a sniper with that kind of caliber would have penetrated through it. But others argue that no, it actually did hit the breastplate and ricocheted upwards, and that's how he got shot in the neck. That's how it came up to his neck, and that's how he died. I don't know if I believe that. It just seemed like a shot to the throat, in my opinion. And then people are like, okay, but is this a professional assassin? Some people were claiming that there could have been foreign intelligence involved, and people were already making connections to the Jews already, which I don't know if I believe that, like I said, but I don't know. Some evidence was there, but it was just baseless claims at the end of the day. We didn't have like the information on the shooter that we have now. So now we know what the shooter looks like, and who knows where this person is. FBI, of course, doing their job to figure it out. What else did I hear about the case? I think that's all, really. Yeah. Just looking for the guy now. Made songs as well about, literally made a song on SoundCloud, like, Charlie Kirk dead at 31. Suspicious? Like, come on. So, yeah, I don't know. What did I just do here? Okay. Yeah, so it seems like we got a clear indication that that's the guy. We also saw, and like the fact that, okay, it's a transgender doing the shooting while Charlie Kirk was talking about transgender mass shootings. Coincidence? I saw a post as well from the guy who was debating Charlie Kirk. The moment he got shot, the guy posted a video saying like, oh, I know it's the irony of we were discussing that and then that kind of stuff happens. But like what he was trying to say was that the leftists are not actually violent people. And, you shouldn't correlate that with the transgender shooting or whatever. And then that happens, and then he gets shot by probably a leftist transgender, of course. So there is all that, but I don't know. Still ongoing, so if we do get any other updates, I'll try to cover it. But I hope we start getting some actual news, like, that relates to crypto, because it's been hard. Like, my whole timeline is just all Charlie Kirk, and I know it's tragic, and I agree with it. But yeah. So I'll end with that. Thanks guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Nothing special coming out tomorrow, so I don't know. We'll hope for any new news will be welcome.